Hello, welcome to another day of LPL. Day 2 of LPL playoffs starts now. Weibo vs IG first up, then BLG versus NIP later into the day. And here's our bracket. Yesterday we saw a 5-game series between Top Esports and JDG. Very close series. JDG not confidently winning that one. I think Top Esports drafts held them back. I think, the game 5, definitely JDG deserved to win that one. But the rest of the series, I think that Top Esports could have easily walked away with a 1 series from it, so good to see tight competition. Then Anyone's Legend just completed the second fastest best of 5 win in LPL history. Now beating WE in, what, 74 minutes of total game time? It was really quick, folks. It was really quick. Sorry I'm late, I had to fight a primal ground out. What? Why you be fighting a primal ground on? What did he do? Let's get into that first game of the day for us over here. Weibo versus IG. Now Weibo, high ceiling, yet to see that consistency. IG, well, more focus on the consistency, really. This is a team which I would say were quite lucky, actually, to get through the Knights Rivals stage. I'm not late, you're late. Nah, don't worry, I got up fairly late today, I'm not going to lie. Well, I'll just go up to 7 AM here in my time zone. And of course, we do have Rookie versus Xiaohu in the mid lane. Rookie versus Xiaohu. Always a pleasure to see that. Now, legendary matchup. Last few times of watching them, Xiaohu has been getting the better of Rookie, although historically, Xiaohu has actually had a better record versus Rookie. Very regionally dominant, had some fantastic teams behind him, of course. Rookie has had some less good teams, sadly. Oh, gosh. And of course, the focus there was on Elk. Elk, I think, maybe best AD carry. Well, I think he's the best AD carry in the LPL. He's one of the very best in the world. Very good AD carry. Fun mid lane matchup. It's a legendary one. You know, it's up there with, Scout versus Rookie and Scout and Xiaohu, and then of course Knight versus that bunch as well. It's always a pleasure to see those. And yeah, every time you go into playoffs, you see a different shade of those matchups. This was the regular season record for both these teams against each other. Weibo beating Invictus Gaming twice, but they did lose a game to IG in the first round robin. And today, Weibo come in as favourites. They very much come in as favourites, I think. IG, a team which I said were quite lucky to even make playoffs, which is crazy, considering how they went to World last year, but of course the roster changes for them, changed a fair amount. And I think today IG, they're gonna have to pull off an upset. It would be an upset if they win. I'm gonna get myself a real quick drink. I'll be back just in time for the series.
好的，在赛前我们请到了 WBG 的结界选手，先打个招呼吧。
大家好，我是 WBG 大结界。
队内其实基本上都是对于 BO5 比较有经验的选手们了嘛，所以来到淘汰赛阶段，你觉得整体的赛场格局会有怎样的变化吗？
因为是第一次打 BO5 嘛，所以今年的第一次，所以就放平心态去打。
那这个赛段无论是节奏把控，或者是带动节奏去抢资源，这一些节奏都做得非常的到位嘛。今天你希望展现出怎样的一个画面呢？
发挥出自己的水平吧，就该 gank， 该抢龙。
好，那我们赛场见喽。好的，欢迎来到我们的赛前采访，我是主持人小玉。在赛前，我们请到了 IG 的军委选手，先打个招呼吧。
大家好，我是 IG 辅助军委选手。
距离上一次和 WBG 的交手时间并不长嘛，你觉得这一次队伍需要去修正哪些方面呢？
感觉我们打他们多注意一下他们位置吧，然后这次我们也很有信心拿下他们。
第一赛段整体就是之前还是走的稍稍有些艰难嘛，来到淘汰赛阶段，有没有信心一鼓作气的冲下去？
有的，今天一定会拿下他们的。
好，比赛加油！
Okay. So got to hear. Well, you got to hear an interview with them. I wasn't. I was getting a coffee. I was getting a coffee, folks. I will admit. I shall admit. So a minute till we hit the stage, and then we get to see another run. Guys, another 2 best-of-5 day. Now the question is, how many games will this first one be? Because Weibo, look, I think Weibo have a very good upper ceiling. I think that they're a team which you shouldn't overlook. However, I think one of the issues is that consistency, as you were saying. Duo saying NIP 3-2 BLG. I asked what the logic is, and Duo says pure vibes. So that look, if you're gonna throw out a prediction like that, you have to have logic to it, right? You know, at least even if it's like crackpot logic, you do need to have some logic to it, right? Otherwise, that's just a meaningless prediction. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. But yeah, IG have some real issues to overcome. I think Sobro and Photic both problem players for IG. It means that top lane and bot lane are very rarely getting through laning phase, and I think particularly with Erher, I think being the 3rd best support across LPL so far this split. I think that Weibo have a large advantage in bot lane because Elk is the best AD carry. I think Erher has been one of the best supports, and I think that, you know, Zika in top lane as well is really good. Oh, I forgot about the Guon thing. I mean, you could have just said you like Guon. Like, that would have been logic enough. Rather than just like, oh, it's vibes. Okay, on to stage soon. Quick question, what do you think of Mainter's playstyle? Should Mainter be picked as like a tank instead of a Nara instead of a plus against GX? I think that Mainter's individual lane was fine. But I think that his team fighting in general just kind of struggled, so I think picking something that can win through lane is not a bad thing. I think he just needs to work on his team fighting. His team fight impact was... yeah, he didn't clutch out in team fights very well, did he? Hey Bobby, how's it going? Would have accepted that? I mean, I would have accepted that as your logic. I wouldn't have agreed with it and said, oh yeah, because you like Korean junglers, like NIP's gonna win. Oh god. Thank you, Blade. 3-0 Weibo? No, I think that... Look, Weibo, I think they'll drop a game. I think Weibo will drop a game. They'll mess up an early game. They're a very ambitious team. the word I've been using quite a lot this split, but Ambitious tends to cover it pretty well. And that Ambition does bite them occasionally. I think it'll be a 3-1. I think it'll be a 3-1 to Weibo.
Weibo Gaming Invictus Gaming。欢迎 WBG 紫卡杰杰 L 二哈队长小虎，欢迎 IG Supro Ray Photic 俊伟队长 Rookie， 欢迎来到苏州高铁新城羊城国际电竞馆 LPL 第一赛段淘汰赛第2日第1场的比赛 ，WBG 对阵 IG 即将开始 ，LPL 无畏进巅峰。
Okay, we're back. We're back. Just change the lens over real quick. I think we're going into draft right now. Okay, with that in mind, let's get some cameras on, shall we? Okay, I'm very, very cozy today, as you can see. IG versus Weibo. Weibo will have first pick. IG will have blue side. Jarvan Oriano. Still have Rumble. Rumble's a big one. Varus. Rumble Varus. Also have the Azir available to you, which both these mid laners do play. Now, Rumble I think is the easy one. I think that that one's pretty okay to lock in. There you go. Easy Rumble lock in. So now you can think about pairing that up with stuff like a Shinzao. Think about where the Varus fits into the equation too. It's 30 streams. Thank you for the streak there, Mecha. And thank you for the follow as well, Zedfresh earlier and Willow. Oh, sorry, just into draft. Rise potentially picked up here from Rookie, and he does. I'll do game 1 now if that's okay. So you have a bit of a nap, and then we'll figure it out after that if that works. Okay, cool. And then Weibo thinking about, okay, you see that Rise. Do you lock in Pantheon Talia? Do you lock in like Pantheon Cassiopeia, Pantheon Anivia? You don't really want to lock in, I think, the Cassiopeia when the Varus is on the other side. Poke Varus is actually very, very good versus champions like that. A lot of the Anivia counters don't really love playing into... sorry, a lot of the Ryze counters don't love playing into the Ryze because he's too... no, not the Ryze. Oh, sorry. Don't love playing into the Varus because they get outranged by the Varus. Xin Zhao locked in. That's very important here because you've got two long-range solo laners in the Rumble, particularly with that ultimate, and then the Azir. So in a lot of fights, when the fight starts off, if the Pantheon jumps at you, you pop your ult and you're quite safe for a few seconds. Your ult's quite good there. Sam is just popping his head in to see if you can take game 1 off. Not, I believe. So Sam will be coming in into game 2. Don't worry about that. Going to our second round bans. AD carries the focus from IG, trying to ban away things which have an okay laning phase. So you ban away the Misfortune from Elk. He's a very powerful player of that. On the other side, banning away the Lulu. I'm surprised by the Lulu ban, because I don't think on-hit Varus is very good versus Azir Rumble. I don't think you needed to ban the Lulu there, personally. Although maybe they're afraid of Lulu Xin Zhao, powerful enchanter duo, but I don't think that's a very valuable ban from Weibo. Oh, they'll be afraid of the Varus top lane. Yeah, the Varus top lane into the Rumble is actually a possibility. So actually, Weibo is still thinking about bot lane picks. That's worth thinking about because we saw that the other day too. So let's just highlight that. This could be Sobero's Varus top lane. It is okay into that Rumble matchup. Rumble can get burst out by that champion. That's why we're seeing bot lane bans. They're afraid of something, you know, like a Lulu Yunara or something like that. The Ambassador banned away just to make sure that the other option, of course, the Varus going bot lane, isn't supported by that Ambassador engage. So IG, what's your plan? Do you shove that Varus top lane? Because if you pick a support now, you can still technically flex the Varus between top lane and AD carry, and that gives you some powerful options to answer bot lane. And there you go. It will be the Varus top lane. Ashe Seraphine now threatened. You can't really take the Seraphine away. Unless you go Seraphine Braum, but I don't think that fits the rest of your composition. You'd be very heavy AP at that point. So now you have to think about your laning answers which can survive this. You don't have Azrael Karma, that's gone. You don't have Varus. Yunara, well, you don't have the Lulu for it. You could go Yunara Karma. We saw Yunara Karma yesterday. What was that into? Was that also into the Ashe Seraphine? No, I don't believe that was at that point. The Elk, very, very good Jhin as well. So they're not going to go for the Yunara, they're going to go for the Jhin. Jhin is a very powerful laning champion. It gives you pressure versus anything, really. One of the great things about Jhin is that even if Jhin isn't in a favored jungle, a bot lane matchup, he'll always have presence. He'll always have some kind of presence. And you can still go for that Karma. So now you have, we talked about this in the VOD review for T1 DK. Rumble is one of the best combos with CC AD carries, because if you have another pick CC that can kind of enable his ultimate, it just goes wild. So Rumble Ashe, Rumble Jhin, Rumble Varus, all very, very good. The Ashe Seraphine completed there, no surprises. So we'll have two very powerful bot lane picks. Erha does play a fair bit of the Karma. And we've got, you know, a lot of pick CC for IG, but my problem here is just isn't the Rumble Exodia? Isn't the Rumble Exodia? I'm pretty sure eventually just the Equalizer is going to just roast IG alive. If a Jhin W lands, you're forcing ultimates at bare minimum. I don't hate Jhin here, considering it's probably Seraphine and you don't want to get stuck in close range. For sure, Jhin is one of those champions where as long as there aren't like two hyper tanks on the other team, you're fairly happy. I think that Jhin has been very strong for the last while. I'm going to go put on a quick ad break just before we get into game, and well, let's get on with our second day of playoffs. I think Weibo come away with a better draft personally, partly because I don't think IG will be able to play through the strong laning champions as effectively as they need to. It's a very fragile composition, much like we saw from JDG yesterday in game 1 and then Top Esports in game 2 and 4. Playing zero frontline composition, I mean, they have the Shinzo this time, but playing low frontline compositions, very, very squishy lanes, means that if you make a mistake, the game falls apart quickly. Weibo picked Jhin because they lack CC, right? They pick it because it allows you to have CC for the Rumble, and it gives you a laning phase versus the Ashe Seraphine. It's a cover-all here, it's good. It's a multi-use pick. Jhin is good in general here. Exactly, Blade. I got the Vitality flashbacks from the Seraphim Braum. Yeah, okay, let's hear those JRs and let's get into game. Looks like a Karma Mantra Q landed onto both Joy and Photic. And those level 1 skill shots will matter an awful lot. See that Joy and Photic are going to be... Ooh! Dancing Grenade does go onto Joy there too. Does mean it doesn't hit the minion. Another one there. Mantra Q onto 2. And Airher, I think Airher has been legitimately our 3rd best support within the LPL. Right there, landing 2 double-up, 2-man Mantra Qs at level 1. Basically wins the lane for free here, which is crazy given that it's the Ashe Seraphine. Elk's going to get that 4th shot onto the minion. The heal going to disengage from most of the damage, but they do get hit by that Q a little bit. Hit the level 2 now. Who could go for that root. Mantra Q instead. Very, very close. Photic having to flash away. Airher's presence in this lane has been so good. Seriously, this player that was subbed in halfway through last year when Hung fell off a cliff in terms of form, unexpectedly came into the roster of Weibo. And I think Airher, he started well, fell off at the end of last year, and basically coming into this year, I thought he was going to be not great, but he'd be fine. He has been genuinely very, very good. I think our 3 best supports have been clearly On and Kael, and then I think Airher has been our 3rd best support. I think this guy's been fantastic. Gang coming up towards that top lane. Sobro really wants to get some... He really wants to get lane pressure, and he's not going to find it. He's going to find himself an early death. Over pushes. Zerka ends up getting the kill. Disaster for IG. Bot lane's not worked out well enough in terms of the laning phase. Air has been landing those Qs. Pinpoint. Zerka gets the kill there too. Sobro not happy. Now what items does this allow Zerka to have? Does he end up getting his back cancelled by a minion there? Oops, he's actually could be in a bit of trouble there. Oh no, Sobro didn't go for teleport, he went for barrier. So Sobro even now without the teleport, the wave is gonna be frozen outside of it. Oh man, I hadn't even realized that. Sobro doesn't blow the flash, but he doesn't have a teleport to reset. IG need an early lead with this comp. They need to be brutalizing lane, and things need to stay ahead of the game for them. They're such a squishy composition. Yeah, the Rise is fairly tanky. You have the Shinzao ultimate, but you're not able to weather the storm when you're behind in this composition. You know? When you fall behind, probably what will happen is Rumble will ult, Pantheon's gonna ult, and then someone's going to die before the fight's even really started properly. Back coming in from Photic, has that recurve bow for the on-hit damage. He should be fine speeding his way out there. Ow, damage. Airhead choosing to stay in lane, interestingly. You get some plate gold there, nice. Suppose there's not that much for him to back for. Could back for I don't know, how much could you back for at this point? Not a crazy amount. Or amp turn at best. Sobro seeing the wave crashing on top side will be able to get that CS advantage. Oh dear. I was missing out that W, but causing that threat again. Very impressed by Airher. I mean, I'll keep saying it, and of course we'll see what happens later. You know, later on into the game, you get hit by an Ashe, Seraphine, Varus. The chain CC is disgusting. I'm going to expect, folks, later on into the game, the Karma's probably going to die once or twice looking for wards. That's a freebie for you. Because the CC chain from IG is really, really quite nasty in this draft. Elk's back for the full Swifties. Means it's very, very hard to catch him out now. You can outstep a lot of the skill shots. Of course, the Nash volley is very hard to do so, but the majority of the rest of it you can do. Shielding up a bit of that damage. Jungler's not interacting that much so far. Jia behind in the farm, interestingly. Rumble coming towards top side. There's no flash. Seki used it. He used it for that earlier kill, and that's not a very good equalizer at all. He doesn't land out the wave. Okay, so he's going to lose a wave for free there. Flash forwards, Photic, still no flash as well. And he'll be W'd by 2 different members of the enemy team. Kill will be given to GEG to a kill across either side of the map. Zerka not doing very well with his ultimate in top side, means that he will lose his fair amount of farm. Bot lane though, Photic goes down, kill goes to GEG. And even with IG getting that kill in top side onto Zerka, I don't think they're getting enough out of this laning phase, honestly. They need to be ahead. And this is getting that kill into Rumble bare minimum there. Bare minimum. Oh, sweep does end up landing. Flash away from Wei, and Airhead doesn't have flash to follow up. Xiaohu gets burst down by the mid jungle. Kill goes over to Wei. So suddenly a kill in the mid lane too. Gold overall goes back to even. Xiaohu quite low going into that play. Doesn't end up flashing away, but then again, that's one of the problems about Ryze. You just get rooted up eventually. Dre coming into that mid lane. No ultimate from Pantheon to make the most of this situation. Does have... Hang on, he does have flash. He can kill here. He can kill. He can absolutely kill. Air gets the root. JJ commits the flash, and now he's got the Conqueror up as well. He potentially could fight here. Conqueror stack's falling off. Wei does have that Crescent Guard. Weibo picking up a free kill onto Rookie there. Rookie overstaying. A wave too far. Dragon's alive. Do they get to start that now? Maybe they do, actually. Hang on. If this route lands, couldn't JJ just ult onto him? There's actually a chance of a kill here. Ash Arrow coming up. There's no flash on Air. You know, with that prediction of saying, well, he might die for wards? Yeah. There you go. I think if JJ had ulted there, I think they would have killed Jway. Question is whether Xiaohu would have made it to that place. So a bit of a split decision between JJ and Airher. Airher going too far. That is the problem of that Karma. That will give up the dragon now. So a mistake from Airher after a very good laning phase and very good set of roams. First mistake from the young support. Those of you that don't know, by the way, who are tuning into LPL Players for the first time, haven't seen this player before. Player that was on Weibo last year. And his name is effectively the emoji for like a dumb husky. Hang on a second, Alec. Flash you away. Way's really scary here. Doesn't land a W on the way back. Alec's been a little bit off on that accuracy there. Went for the cull as well. Just noticing that in the infantry. Alec, that flash down now. Bot lane laning phase now actually very even in terms of that gold. What's happening across the rest of the rift? About 10 CS lead for Xiaohu. Rookie has the 2 assists though. And of course for IG, when you think about them as a team, you have to think of Rookie. Another W going wide there for Narc actually. Typically the Jin Karma makes it very easy for you to hit those Ws. Oh, Pantheon's coming in. That's why they wanted to go for the heavier fight there. Curtain Call comes through. That's good damage. Fourth shot. It won't kill, but it'll get a very, very good chunk. Jway having to back off now. They do commit double ultimates, that Grand Starfall and the Curtain Call. But they'll force Photic and Jway away. Oh, Jeb, that first ultimate of the game. Good value. Stopping another recall, so Photic's going to be losing CS from this now. Now, when you think of IG, you think of Rookie. Wei and Rookie, 2 members remaining from the 2025 roster. Everyone else has changed. We'll see whether Mako, the Shy, come back after taking a break. Gala's gone for good. He's on JDG. IG, I think, were very lucky to make it into playoffs. I thought they actually might lose to an LNG, WE if they matched up against them. You know, these sorts of teams. NIP, right? They did lose to NIP. I think that they got lucky by facing up against OMG as their last matchup. Her going on the warding mission now. Again, this is where things can sometimes go wrong for the Karma. It does have flash available though, so should have an extra degree of safety. Wait, level up over JJ. Find him out on the Raptors, and the Shinzao tends to work out pretty well here. Ryze coming through. JJ doesn't have flash. Xiaohu might be able to get the sweep, and he gets him under tower. He gets him under tower. Wei thought he could win the 2v2, but there's a tower involved too. Call the Architects. We've got a problem to report. Gonna get that slow onto Rookie, but with the Ghost, he should be fine. Good response by Xiaohu. Jieja would have lost his life in the 1v2. Xiaohu, an important sweep there. Important sweep. Gold's been flitting around this 1,000 to 0 mark. It's not been crazy going either side. Weibo is the one in the advantage, even though really should be IG with this composition pulling ahead. Potentially getting an angle onto Sobro now. Now Equalizer here. If he gets the root here, it's just... Sobro's overpushed again. He has a flash. Can he get a freak kill with the W arrow? No, he can't. Zerko walks away with another kill. Good roam from Erha and overpush from Sobro. I don't think IG have been very good at securing vision and information for Sobro to push up here. It's the second time he's died on the push. Doesn't even bother using the flash either time because it's such an overpush. I mean, what can you do there? The YouTube stream isn't online? Is it not? Ooh, curtain call on the backside. Pantheon ult coming through. Is going under the tower. He flashes forwards to confirm the kill onto the Seraphine. It'll be a one-way trip for Photic, I believe, on the way out. No flash, and he will go down. Double kill over to GeoJeff. 5-0 now on the Pantheon. So I believe the YouTube stream is working, by the way. I just realized that the Anivia stream didn't go live properly, so it's only live now. So sorry for people who wanted to watch on over on Anivia. Didn't go live properly, should be live now. So my own YouTube stream was live. The Anivia one wasn't. Oopsies. 20 seconds till Dragon now. It's the problem with having to cast and produce at the same time. Sometimes things go a little bit wrong when you're low on sleep, but it's all good. Thank you for letting me know in chat. And by the way, if there are any issues with audio or sending you notes with the streams, do let me know. I do pay attention to chats. There are 3 chats to pay attention to. A potential of a realm warp up here. Zerka will correctly equalize the wave this time. Actually, the realm warp's not available. It's just a blast cone using the Seraphine movement speed. The rune prison not quite able to be activated in time. A flash away as the spell flux flew towards him. Dragon over to the side of Weibo. 2.5k lead. Weibo getting themselves up in the objective game as well. Most of that gold in that jungle matchup. JJ ahead of Wei. Two junglers who've been 2 of our better junglers so far across the LPL. Zerka doesn't have a second equalizer to pull here. 4 members on the top turret, really investing to get this first turret of the game. Shared gold between 4 members does mean it's less important for any one individual matchup. Elk's getting solo time on that play. That's an Ash Arrow going up into the jungle, and Air has caught. There's a Realm Warp on top of him. Doesn't have a flash. Air goes down. Yeah, the Karma, quite squishy. Good ward dropped. I think Air probably should have been more worried. It should have been more aware of the diversion, which could have been there. That's an awful ultimate from Sober, I'm not going to lie. I don't think it'll matter, though. It doesn't matter. Zerka goes down. Weibo, so this is a concept in League which you do need to be very aware of, which is if a team has just walked through an area of the map, they will lose. You'll lose vision around there, right? So when a big play is made, be very careful about returning to the scene of a crime. Right there, you know, IG make a power play towards topside, they take that turret, and Weibo, you shouldn't just assume that they're going to back off all the way. They do have this long-range pick combo. Erha and Zerka both returning to the scene of the crime in top lane, realizing that 4 members had grouped up there. Clearly they are going to have some resources to spend at you. Get 2 kills from it. It's a good play from IG. Of course, they do need to be making those kind of plays. They were falling to the point where it felt like they're getting too far behind the game. And it still feels like they're too far behind the game. They shouldn't be at a deficit with this composition. They should be smashing bot lane and top lane. Or at least, I suppose, with this composition, they need the lead. In bot lane, you're probably not expected to smash the Jin Karma, actually. It's meant to be more even, but being 1,000 gold behind in that role, that is just not acceptable for this composition. YouTube stream is online. I don't know what that person's saying. yeah, I mean, so I run 2 YouTube streams. One of them is for a restream over to Anivia's highlight channel, which is where a lot of our YouTube viewership comes from. But then I have my own channel as well. I know it's a little strange to have 2 YouTube channels, but it basically means that I have like an archive of my own games on YouTube this way, because the Twitch VODs don't last for forever. Rookie really trying to be a second jungler here, trying to set up a play. Xiaohu, he's going to have to sweep very well here. The Mega Blast Cone from the Chemtech Rift can get him killed here. Does he sweep away in time? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Safety for him. But the Mega Cones go kind of crazy. It's like the Monster Energy Blast Cones. Why don't we get energy drink sponsors on the Rift itself? I'm telling you. It's like... Blast Cones sponsored by, like, Red Bull X Games. Rookie doesn't have a flash, gonna get swept back into that very red Pantheon, and he will go down. Shinzao alone trying to DPS the Azir. He probably will get the kill here if he sticks on him, but how much health is he going to have for the rest of the fight? Gets the kill into Xiao, who's Sobro's here now, but I'm not sure he's gonna have enough damage to see through the rest of this. Sobro's teleported in, and he just can't get enough done. 2 dead for the side of IG as the fight continues. A flash away, but I don't think it'll matter because his health bar has been equalized to 0. And Seraphine has been solved for in this equation. A very decisive play from Weibo. Loving how JJ is playing through on this Pantheon. He was one of our best junglers across this split. I think he was top 3, actually. If you look at Tarzan, Shun, and JJ, I think they were our top 3. Tarzan first, and then JJ very, very powerful here. Swept into, meant that Rookie couldn't combo up to take down Xiaohu. You know, if Xiaohu had been burst out by the Rise as well as the Shinzao, maybe you have enough HP to take down another person and the fight's playable, but because of the very slick combo from Xiaohu and JJ, it just wasn't really possible. The Rise taken down very quickly, and Elk does land a W this time. Accuracy's been a little bit off on the Jhin, but hey, the damage is there. Can't discredit that one. Elk, very far ahead of the game. He's gone for the Mosquito build, the Collector Rapid Fire Cannon, but against a 0 tank composition where you just want target access, it actually does make a lot of sense here. You just need to be able to hit people, and this helps you do that. Dragon spawning in under 30 seconds. What ultimates have we got to play with? There's a Realm Warp. Actually, most ultimates there from IG, on the other side from Weibo. Won't have that Grand Star fall. Oh, the arrow lands on Suzuka. Wasn't paying attention for that long enough range play there. Jeja trying to flash out, and I don't think it'll help him. Equalizer's not even up and available right now, by the way, and it's a great sweep. It's a great sweep from Xiaohu. That'll finish off the fight. Who even needs an Equalizer? We're done with maths today. Now, there's no smite for the side of Weibo. Sobro looking to potentially catch someone out as they go back towards that mid lane, and in this case it would be Elk. Did have that ultimate. Doesn't matter here though. Even with no smites, Weibo will claim themselves their second dragon. Sobro isn't going to hit Elk. Isn't going to hit him either with the ult or the Q. Didn't have that cleanse. That could have been a kill. Swiftness boots, max range of that skill shot though. Makes it quite hard to land it. Almost long since the days where Varus ult was the most missed skill shot in the game. It's okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. It just a sidestep. It just fancies getting stunned by the equalizer, by the encore as well. You know, why not? Immobility. It's a fun pastime. Great sweep by Xiaohu. And this is the problem with having no frontline. What do you do when the Azir flies at you? What do you do with an equalizer drops at you? You can't do much. You need to have such a crushing lead that Weibo are poked out before fights because you have such a powerful Varus, the Ashe, the Seraphine poke you out. If you're coming into a fight of full HP, as IG and Weibo, if both are full HP, then Weibo win 100% of the time. I don't think IG should ever be picking these kind of fragile compositions. I just don't think they have the laning phase to pull it off. And as we saw in this game, yes, Sobro did eventually get ahead of Zuka from the help of his team, but bot lane didn't do well enough. And Sobro, of course, died on the play too, and now suddenly you've got, you know, Jeja's 7 kills deep. He's at 2 items, he's got the Mertreads, he is ahead of Wei by basically that boot's completion. Equalize. Oh, crap, that's a lot of damage. He's used all his skills now. Thing with this build of the Varus is that when you have all of your abilities available, you do a lot of damage. If you don't, you're not very happy with life. Xiaohu does die on the top side of the map. A Realm Warp did lead to that. Photic does have flash. Is he going to be forced to use it? Potentially. Second shot goes wide. Third one is held for a very long time, and it hits. Where's the fourth shot? It's going to be very, very close to it. Oh my god, that's some good damage. He's got the rapid fire cannon. Remember as well, Photic will go back and get those honey fruit. Good accuracy from Elk. 3 out of the 4 shots landing, and of course that last one, the higher damage shot, nailing the Ashe. Herald onto that mid lane turret. top lane inner turret did go down. I have to say, no, Rookie's roll warps have been very impactful this game. He has been using them well. I think the Rise part of the equation has been fine, but this is so often the case for IG, where Rookie has some kind of macro champion where he has a global, he has something which can roam across the map and make plays, but the rest of the map falls apart so much that it doesn't matter. Fire Cannon Force Shot comes through, Dre has to back off. This is the Realm Warp again, where makes a great play here, brings the Shins out forwards, they separate so they can't both get swept. It's a really good play. No, Rookie's been trying. It's just this, much like most of the rest of this split, Rookie's trying to make plays, rest of the map's falling apart, IG don't have a team. Justice for Rookie. Justice for Rookie. Zuka does have Equalizer. Okay, Mega Clone for Wei. Equalizer does go down onto the wave. It'll do some damage, but once again, Rookie at the scene of the crime getting some good value there. Xiaohu doesn't have much of a chance to outplay this, gets the sweep, doesn't get himself the tower up. Wei realizes now is the time. Ashara going wide in the play, triple kill for the Varus. The Encore is going to get extended. It could even be more than that. Sobro, he's going to walk away with a quadruple. Oh my god, Sobro can walk away with a Penta. Realm Warp coming through. Where is the extra CC? Elk does have a flash. He does have a cleanse. I don't think it'll matter. It's going to be a stolen Penta kill. Photic will deny the 5th kill. Sobro will walk away with just the quadra, but there's your gold. IG find themselves a split fight. An initial pick onto Zuka. JJ not there quite in time. Wei is the one instigating. And suddenly IG even up the gold, get a mid lane turret. They get the game back into stability. Starts with Zuka getting blasted under tower, and Weibo want the fight. They want it. They teleport in as Azir, but he goes too early. In this case, the teleport is too early. He tries to get the tower up. I think he had to just instant channel his ultimate. I think he takes too much damage by the time it comes through. A big mistake, I think, for him. No, Wei basically just gets to sit there, being a frontline for Sobro, and the Varus gets to go through so many cooldowns that the damage is insane. Look, at this point of the game, yes, this Varus is incredibly good if he gets to get through the Sheen procs of the Dusk and Dawn. And he doesn't quite get himself. Penta is pretty damn close. Interesting Varus top again. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of Varus top into Rumble particularly. And he's probably going to kill him here. Okay, no, flash away. I thought that damage should be a little higher, you know? That Varus arrow, when you have the full stacks on it, if you have the W channeled, is absolutely insane. Has the Nash's Tooth after that Dusk and Dawn. Just stacking up the AP. Elk is still almost 2,000 gold ahead of Photic. Now, we were saying, look, if everyone starts at full HP, if it's an even fight, IG will lose the fight 100% of the time, and that should be the case, really. By the way, I think there was an argument for Xiaohu to go tank Azir in this game, you know? Just go for the sweep. Higher, you know, Leandri's value. Go towards that shuffle value. Right here, Weibo trying to force themselves into River, get themselves to that 3rd dragon for themselves. Do have that Pantheon ultimate. I still think that Weibo should be winning these team fights. No, Sobro doesn't have the flash, does have the Seekers. That will allow him some chance to outplay. Maybe if he ends up getting a Seekers onto an Azir ultimate, onto the Pantheon jumping at him, perhaps that can be the difference. Oh, flash forwards. Elk does have the cleanse, does have the flash. Rookie trying to force things away from him. Good damage onto the Jhin. Rookie realizing, hey, if they're split, we have the chain CC. That works well. And of course, with Xiaohu leaving the scene, didn't help very much. Dragon went to IG. Weibo backing off, of course, after that point. Getting a cleanse out of Elk, important. Need to play that game of summoner economy. There is a Mikhail's, though, on air here, so there is another cleanse, effectively. Rookie being down the flash, though, of course, very important. That Rise flash has been pivotal to IG's playmaking. So now we're at a point where we revisit this conversation again. Do IG have the gold to make this work? GA onto Wei. Very powerful Varus. I think they can outplay in fights now because Sobro is going towards that Zhonya's. Oh, God, just as we say that, though, Dway goes very, very low. A couple of shots missing, but the 4th shot won't. On course coming through. Xiaohu will get stunned, but he's slid away already. God damn, the Jhin damage is intense. He's got an Infinity Edge. Yeah, that'll help. JJ goes forwards, and Wei will be put down into the Guardian Angel. Be waiting in Purgatory for just a second, but I think this judgment has been put upon him, and I don't think it's a particularly good look for him in the afterlife. JJ will be getting the better of this. Rookie very nearly getting the spell bounce to get a kill back, but Weibo, this is the power of this composition. Just so much easier for them to get the burst out. Rookie doesn't have the flash. Can't really walk around that corner. Does that lead to the Baron? I think it does. With the AD carry and the jungler down, Weibo show their composition is just better than IG's when even. Or ahead. He's gonna die. Didn't realize that Rookie was down there. The Master of Fog of War. Very powerful at that. Now Xiaohu's taking a lot of damage. I think Weibo have to back off now. I think Airhair makes a mistake. He was checking for Rookie around that corner. Now suddenly, hang on a second, if he gets the spell bounce here, he can get himself a lot of damage. If he kills Jeje, no, not able to get in range. Not able to get in range. So it's a couple of kills. That's it. I think Airhair, on the whole, has actually had a very good game, as we were saying, but the problem is now he's actually just a very squishy player. He's trying to play around, risky vision plays, but right there, Rookie, he is the Master of Fog of War. You can't always criticize someone for getting caught out by Rookie of all players. So Wei and Dway get caught out in River, and the Seraphine just doesn't get to play. I think he's very lucky to get away out of here alive first. Dodged out a lot of those skill shots. Xiaohu sliding away. Just look at the damage. The Infinity Edge completed for the Jhin. Yeah, that'll hurt. Yeah, that'll hurt indeed. And Sobro doesn't get to determine this fight, really. That's the big thing. If this game is going to be won by IG, it has to be Sobro's damage on the Jhin. The Jhin has to do this crazy work. And credit to Rookie and Wei, they make this a much more even fight towards the end because that last spell flux or two ends up taking enough HP down from Weibo that they can play out the ensuing Baron situation. Because Xiaohu is now going towards the Sonya's third. Rylai's is built up already. He has a fair amount of HP. Okay, so Dragon down under 2 minutes, Baron's still alive. We're looking at those freak picks really now. If the game is about these 5v5s, I do just feel like Weibo just blasted. Even with the gold lead not being that much, I'm just looking at this Jhin. I'm looking at a Rumble who, even though he's behind, is going to provide all the value that he needs. It's so much easier for Weibo to get the damage down that they need to. Especially with the Mikhails available for Airhair, it breaks apart some of the CC chain for IG, so if the Karma is there at the play, don't expect IG to be able to full CC chain in the way that they've somewhat been able to before. Xiaohu with the Zonyas as well on the way, as we're saying, very important. In fact, there's double Seekers available for the solo laners of Weibo, and a GA for GeoJet. So you've got a Cleanse, a Mikhails, a GA, and 2 Seekers. I don't think IG have the playmaking tools to deal with those items. Xiaohu will get that Crystalline Overgrowth proc on the top lane turret. Hadn't hit it for a while. We'll take that one down. Sobro's pushing down in the bot lane. Doesn't have teleport though, of course. So if a play happens on the other side of the map, won't be able to get... Well, sorry, he does because he has the roll quest. So forgive me. Yes, he does. He does have teleport. Doesn't matter for the early game. Of course, it's a lower cooldown and doesn't give you the shield when it's the roll quest, but you don't take teleport as a summoner. No, that is the right way to spell Egregious. That's the way to spell it. You got it right. Dragon now spawning would be the third for either team. Elg, you don't have to be there. He's got to cleanse and he'll die. Elg, no. Why is that the path you take? You're alone. And suddenly the fed Jhin is gone. Elk, the best AD carry from LPL regular season, makes a huge mistake. That's going to buy IG the Dragon. It's going to delay the game more. And it means that IG get themselves onto Soul Point. They get themselves another Chemtech Dragon for the healing and shielding that'll come through from the likes of this Seraphine. Huge mistake by Elk. You did not need to path like that. He didn't have flash. He had a cleanse and that was it. He did not need to be alone versus that composition in that spot. Huge mistake from Elk. GeoJet looking for some poke. Realm Warp over. That should be the Baron. You don't have your AD carries, so both objectives going down. You're looking at a Baron steal. If that, GeoJet could ult in and flash out. Does he try for it? Maybe he does. Maybe he does. Jed is looking for the steal. He's looking for it. He doesn't get it. Goes down to 200 HP. Now he's going to be in trouble. Equalizer into the pit is good, but they don't have the Jhin. The damage is probably not going to follow from that. Jed will go down into his GA. Xiaohu, I suppose he could go for a sweep, but it would still be the 4v5. The Onko comes through. It even tags the Azir over the wall. Xiaohu, no, you can't be stood like that. Has the flash, has the Seekers, and he won't be able to get out. A mistake by Xiaohu now too. IG clutching out in the late game. A great pick onto Elk before that last Dragon, and then managing to clutch out around the Baron. Good security secure on the objective. Even better fight afterwards. 2 dead. Zerka's going to go on to Wei, and this desperation stations for Weibo. Weibo, I think they realize that they're in trouble. Wei will go down to his GA, but Rookie's got damage. He's got a lot of damage. He's got an actualizer flinging at them very nearly to just combo down. Elk doesn't have the flash right now. The spell bounce won't go any further. IG clutch out in the late game. The CC chain works. The misstep from Elk, the misplay from Xiaohu around the Baron might mean they can break the base. I don't think this is game, but IG, well, the thing about IG, folks, is that they are one of these teams which does have just such a crazy ability to magic their way through a game. Do they get there the regular way? No, they don't go from point A to B. They'll take a detour through various other letters after that point. They even catch Elk again! Wait, stacked up the Q. Elk got him ended up in range, blows that flash. Elk has made some uncharacteristic errors so far this game. He's gone from 2,000 again to 2,000 gold ahead to even. Sobro and Rookie now 2.5k ahead themselves. Rookie, hang on a second, they're going to pull in the Pantheon ultimate. I think they'll be able to disengage in time, and Jeja doesn't have flash. He's actually in danger now, potentially. Hang on, Zerka's got the equalizer. Realm Warp's coming in. Sobro's gonna die before he can make a difference. Sweep back onto Photic, and Weibo now found a way to pull IG apart at the seams. 2 dead already. It's back and forth and back again. IG, they'd found themselves a miracle way into the team, but just as they ended off their Baron push, they don't retreat orderly. The retreat is in bits and pieces, in drips and drops, and then Weibo just turn on the tap and take down 2 damage sources. Both AD carries, Sobro and Photic, go down. Weibo, they have to be wiping their brow of sweat now. That might have saved the game for them. That might have just saved the game for them. There's still technically a minute left of that Baron. IG clutched their way into it. The CC chain worked so well, and I thought actually if they caught out Elk at the Nexus, could have been game. Could have just been game. But then the retreat was not orderly. They leave people out to dry, and IG lose 2 for free. Oh god, LPL's not for the faint of heart, folks. Watching LPL is not, it's not there if you've got, you know, heart palpitation issues. Oh god. Elk gets himself back up to 1,000 gold ahead. Sobro loses 1,500 of his gold lead. Zerka, great equalizer there, of course, brings down the damage. The Rumble, doesn't matter how far behind he is in gold at this point, he's got the items to make the difference. So what does this mean for the game? Well, you have full Zhonya's onto Sobro, so that will be available. Zhonya's built up for both Weibo solo laners. As long as Xiaohu and Zerka, I think as long as Xiaohu gets himself one good fight, I think it should hang on, jumping forwards again. They find themselves the pick, and that's going to be Sobro down. Has the Zhonya's, can't use it in time. Zerka's roasting Wei alive, and Xiaohu will get flashed away from in terms of his sweep, but I don't think Photic's got the damage, and indeed he won't. Rumble goes down on the other side of the fight, but the damage, I fear, is already done. Actualizer popped by Rookie, but cleanse from Elk means he'll escape the combo. Pantheon ult flying across the screen, and even the Jin trap coming in to help. Jin W dodged away from Rookie. Doesn't have enough to survive this, though, I don't think. Spell bounce, how good's the damage? It's pretty good, actually, and he'll combo up with Wei. Gets a kill onto the AD carry. Wei doesn't have the damage, I think, to survive the 1v2 afterwards, though. IG still, again, not going point A to B, but they're still ending up at that eventuality of the morgue. Weibo outplaying in that team fight. A great pick under that under turret. Sobro caught out so much of the damage from IG. If he goes down, the fights are pretty much gone from IG. I don't know what to make of the whole path of this game. You know, Weibo doing very well through the laning phase. Let me just refresh the stream there. Not exactly what's happening. There we go. Into the replay now. So, Sobro has flash, has Zhonya's. Doesn't use either. Perhaps his Zhonya's was on cooldown. And if it was, why did you walk up like that? I saw that he had the full item, and forgive me, I can't remember whether it was on cooldown or not. I just saw that the item was completed. You can't walk up like that. That's a huge mistake from Sobro. Dragon now goes over to the side of Weibo. IG will not take this chance at Soul. This is why we love the LPL. Just fight, think later. Particularly between these two teams as well. IG and Weibo are teams which will... once it gets to mid and late game, IG and Weibo are actually very intelligent teams. A lot of the time, they are. They are, and this is why actually both of these teams beat JDG, who are a team I think struggle with the more complex macro of games. Weibo and IG, they can really roll with the punches in mid and late game. They can figure things out on the fly, and when you got players like Xiaohu and Rookie at the helm, Wei and Jie in the jungle as well, you expect that to a certain extent. They can really upset certain teams. So what happens when they come together is both of them try and problem solve these complex, ever-evolving equations at the same time, and there's so much variety in the gameplay. It's very, very fun to watch. This is one of my favorite matchups to watch in the LPL because both of these teams, if they do get to mid and late game, give you a lot to be excited for. Okay, so we're grouping up around mid lane again. Photic does have Infinity Edge as a 4-item AD carry. Elk is close towards the GA, doesn't have it yet. Jie's and Wei's GA's both up. Good damage there from Elk. And if Elk gets a clean team fight on the Jhin, damage is going to be intense. IG, do they have enough damage outside of the Varus now to find another fight? Wei going into the enemy jungle. Weibo using the curtain call to scout out vision around the Baron. Find them in the enemy jungle. Not bad from Rookie. It's a little bit caught out there. Uses the Actualizer and he's gone! The W comes through, flash through. I think it's a bit too ambitious from JJ. Not bad in terms of the Equalizer. JJ's going to go down, but what happens with the Varus? Varus out of the play. Xiao, who doesn't end up really getting that much value. Another auto attack might have taken down the Varus. The Varus is still out of the play. JJ is down. One kill, just the one play in the fight right now. Voting's got so much damage with the Infinity Edge. Xiao, who's going to go down. The sweep gets nothing. Xiao, who it's another fight which just goes wrong for the legendary mid laner. Rookie, it started with him getting caught out, but it was all a ruse. It was all a bait. And Weibo can't get the damage. They lose the fight 3-0. A teleport towards topside. Are they going to go towards like an inhibitor push? What's the plan now? They don't want the Baron. They don't want the Baron at all. They want to end the game. They want to end the game. They want to see if they can break the inhibitor. IG realize, well, screw it. We got the good fights. Let's see what we can do. There's 30, 40 seconds on the other laners. IG, this composition was meant to get ahead early and stomp through the game. This wasn't the way it's supposed to win, but it's IG. Who gives a damn? Weibo, a couple of fights going against him in the worst possible ways. It'll be the inhibitor down. The end of the game, not going to happen. IG call off the base push. I do wonder, chat, whether they could have gone for the end. I think on another day, perhaps they would have done. Thank you for the follows, by the way. If you have been enjoying this gameplay, think about dropping a like or a subscribe. It does make a lot of difference to me streaming this. This is basically my job. Ash Arrow's going to go over the wall. They cancel the curtain call. Worst possible timing for Elk. Actualize comes through. Jeje not able to get in a position at time. There is a Mega Cone. Now what happens now? The fight is split. Mega Cone into the backline from Jeje. Equalizer is good. I think Weibo think they can potentially walk away with this because the Rise is now down and they're corralled. They're corralled IG. Again, we've gone from nowhere near point A to B. It's not a clear route to the finish line. It is just an absolute maze. It's a maze all over the place. It's a zigzag. It's a wiggle across the rift. Jue's going to go down as well, 2 dead. And I think folks, Weibo can get themselves the Baron off this now. I think they can get the Baron. Okay, it's not normal gameplay. It's not normal gameplay at all. Someone check him PC. He is not normal gameplay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I love the LPL, folks. I love the LPL. Well, if you wanted some entertainment this morning, you've turned up at a very, very fine time and a very fine occasion. Oh, bloody hell. So we're in a 7-dragon game right now. Baron did get taken... sorry, I'm dumb. Baron did actually get taken by IG. Baron got taken by IG. So that one was the one which I just skipped my mind. So that's not going to be on the table for Weibo, but 2 dead on the other side. IG significantly happy with that now. Game's so crazy, the cast is missing the giant objectives going down. Whoopsies. Teehee. Okay, Sobro, 2,000 gold ahead. A better game from him than I thought we were going to have, actually. JJ was so very fed, but he's struggling to be, one-man army. You're not a late-game teamfight carry as the Pantheon. You can do a good amount of damage, but not everything. Dragon now up in 30 seconds. IG using that Baron to try and get some wave control. Xiaohu has not had a clean fight in a while. Really looking at this Azir to have a better time of things. He's a level 18 late game scaling champion. Elk has flash, no cleanse. There's a Mikhail's. There's a Zhonya's for both solo laners of both teams. So we have 4 ways to go golden. Dragon going down. Are we really flipping for this? If it goes into a front to back, IG feel a lot happier. The Ash Arrow is coming through. That's the air. Mikhail's coming through. The Equalizer, honestly, is not great. The soul is stolen. It's Solan. GENG manages to go back into the pit. Chemtech Soul for Weibo. Big victory for them. IG, they'd managed to force them off the dragon. They managed to force them off it, but they can't get the smite skill. Oh, God, the recalls are coming through. GENG doesn't have the GA. He's trying to ult his way out, and he'll get out. He'll get out. The CC doesn't land in time. He'll get out to the Nexus. Elk will recall in the enemy jungle. All 5 members of Weibo slink their way away from the objective. IG got that last Baron, doesn't really get them that much, and now Weibo walk away with the permanent objective of the Chemtech Soul. So what does that mean? Well, you have triple boost to your healing and shielding. So Karma's heals and shields will be increased by 18%. And then with the Soul itself, when you get below half HP, you get 10% damage reduction. And damage itself. GENG has a great smite secure. IG were going for the flip. Didn't want to fully force him out. Dragon was too low anyway. Perhaps the curtain call would have led to Weibo. Or rather, just the extra damage coming through. I can't remember if the curtain call was even up at that point. Oh, God, it's so hard to counteract the diesels. Chaotic game, folks. Chaotic game. But yeah, perhaps I think at that point it was coming down to a flip. Weibo would have had the damage to burst it open. Dead on even in gold at 41 minutes. Dead on even. Secured, not stolen? No. Weibo were forced off of the objective. No. Weibo were forced off the objective. At that point, it's a steal. IG were on the dragon. GENG had to walk up to press the smite. He was not on the dragon anymore. I suppose you could call it a bit of a flip in the purest sense, but I would consider that. I would consider that a steal, actually. Because IG were the ones who were choosing to keep it leashed. Rookie using that realm warp, getting a hit onto that turret, the crystallize, getting a bit more damage onto that tower. We are well and truly into the late game. Longest game in playoffs so far? Yeah. Yeah, I think it will be. It's a 7-dragon game. Potential of, oh my god. I mean, Elk now has 2 cleanses, by the way. He has a QSS and the cleanse. Of course, when you've got the bot lane role quest, you're afforded an extra item, Sobra's in the enemy jungle. Now, the Varus is not particularly someone you want to be seeing on the flank, necessarily, but he does a ton of damage. He has a crazy amount of damage. He will be one-shotting people. 10 games of this? Oh, my poor voice. I'm not sure I'd take it, folks. GENG, they don't have information in their bot side jungle, but they can't go and face check it forcefully. GENG does have the G8. Way is over the wall as well. Oh my god, it's a lot of damage. The arrow lands onto Xiaohu. The Azir gets out for the play, though. The encore will drag GENG back for just a second. The Death Stance burning him down. He'll be able to recall, potentially ult into the play. Big ultimates used. Can they stop the recall? I don't think they can. Yeah, okay, he stops his own recall. He stops his own recall. Good damage there. The vision play from IG very nearly netting them the GA on GENG, and it does get them the flash out of the Pantheon. That's important in these late game fights if Pantheon doesn't immediately stun and burst combo. Potentially the disengage comes through. The late game Rise will one-shot now. This is a full build Rise. No Void Staff, has the death cap and the actualizer though, so who gives a damn, frankly. It's a full build set of junglers now. Junglers are at 6 items. When was the last time you saw that? I mean, including the boots, right? The 5 items. Yeah, there's a Death Stance onto GENG. There's a Randuin's, a Moor, GA onto Wei. Luxury items across the rift, and this is where you get your double enchanter value. You've got triple hang on a second, Zuckert. Is he okay here? Is he okay? He's got flash, he has Sonya, so you will see the Cerberus coming across here. Does he need to equalize the wave? Tower's gonna go down here. IG, do you have the Realm Warp to bring both solo laners back into position? They're gonna Realm Warp onto. Guys, don't trade the Baron for the Nexus. They're gonna try and end the in-game. Baron goes down. Weibo secure it. But what's happening on the Nexus? Xiaohu needs to teleport away. Wei can't cancel it. He can't cancel it. There's a flash away on the Nexus. We need to look at that. The fight is going massively in favor of Weibo at the Baron itself. But what's happening on the Nexus? They back off. They back off. Sobro and Rookie have to back off from the Nexus push. So it's an inhibitor down, a tower down. There's a teleport behind them now. Can the Varus and the Rise make it out to play? Zucker, oh god, Sobro's teleported into mid lane. If he gets hit by an E, I think he'll just die, and that's exactly what happens. IG try and go for a Baron for Nexus trade. They lose the Baron, they don't get the Nexus, and they lose 4 members. The smoke and mirrors clear. Or rather, the smoke clears and the mirror's been shattered. IG, this game was so dead from the early game. They make it an open-ended question. It's still answered all the same by Weibo. It was a macro fiesta. It was a fiesta in the purest sense of it. Weibo will take a 45-minute game 1 against Invictus Gaming. Oh, bloody hell, if we get a full series of this, I don't know how I'll manage. But I will be oh so thoroughly entertained. Weibo take game 1. One of my very favorite games of the year so far. A mess, to say the least. But a wonderful one. JJ MVP, I mean, that Pantheon was utterly absurd. Yeah, I think JJ, from start to finish, making the difference there. Hello, everyone. If you're enjoying what you just saw, which I hope you have done, think about dropping a like, a follow, a subscribe. My name is Nymaera. I've been casting the LPL since 2023, and I've cast, you know, 2,000 odd LPL games in my time over here. And I do this for free now because the LPL official broadcast was shut down. There is no official LPL broadcast anymore, but, you know, as someone that loves the region, that spent a significant portion of my life now casting the LPL, I want to keep doing this, and this is now my job. You know, streaming and casting is my job, and that means that if I'm going to keep doing this, and I can keep doing this full-time effectively, I need your help from the viewers as well. My brother, of course, does a lot of the casting on this channel too, so it's kind of like a joint project for us, so it's a family business. And if you are enjoying what you see on our stream, whether that's on Twitch, on YouTube, or elsewhere, think about just dropping a like, a follow. We also have a sponsor for this month as well, just for the next few days, actually, because the month's about to come to an end. But if you'd like to help us end things off with a bang there, think about downloading Opera GX for free. It's a Chromium-based browser. It has a ton of flexibility, and I've really been enjoying using it myself this month. And yeah, if you want to just try it out, even if you're not really considering switching browsers, try it out, see what you think. Yeah, and it will help us out there too. We've had 110 people sign up for it this month, which the support has been absolutely amazing. And of course, we have a Ko-fi link as well if you want to throw some money our way, and we have a subscription button on the Twitch channel as well. Those are probably the 3 best ways you can support us. Weibo take the lead in the series. Sam's going to come through for game 2, so we will have a duo cast. It's just that because we have potentially, you know, 2 games, two best of 5s rather. Sometimes doing all of the games at all hours can ruin our voices a little bit, and I will take a drink as well. In fact, I'm going to go put on an ad break right now, and we'll go take a bit of a break and watch the highlights, shall we? Oh, God. GG Nymaera, we need more people like you, plus need more English viewers for the LPL like LCK. Hey, I appreciate you. Hey, well, you're one of those viewers, so I appreciate you all. What a game. That is one of my very favorite games of the year, folks. One of my very favorite games of the year. I like her dress, it's very cool. Oh my god, okay, so I have enough coffee for now. I definitely need a drink though. Yeah. See how many water bottles I go through today. Let's get some chill music on as well. Okay, that's fine. Cool. Oh man, if only IG had a laning phase. If IG had a laning phase, this team would be so much better. If they had a laning phase, they'd be so much better. Is the post-game stats? Oh my god, man. Elk's damage is... Elk just put... Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a 50,000 damage game. What? Yeah, it's all good, Blade. I mean, we'll figure it out, right? End of the day, if it gets to the point where we're getting ads in-game, people will just have to subscribe. So, yeah. I mean, I will say, I think that Xiaohu and Elk didn't have the best games. Look, Elk put out a ton of damage, but I think Elk had a couple of fights where it wasn't fantastic. I mean, really, it was that one mid lane death, right? And then I think Xiaohu had a lot of messy fights. Granted, there was a lot of skill shots being thrown at him. But yeah. Holy moly. Holy moly. Okay, I should probably get out of cozy mode as well. $35,000 damage from Pantheon is more impressive. That's very true. I actually missed that. Yeah, the damage from Pantheon was absurd. That was an incredible Pantheon game. Shahu's laning was okay. Yeah, I mean, this was fine in this first game. The laning wasn't the problem. Okay, I'm gonna go get changed real quick. And this is why, you know, when people saying, oh, is it gonna be a 3-0 to Weibo? Probably not, you know? I mean, I would imagine more games of this caliber where, you know, both teams, because they kind of play, they don't play normal League of Legends. It wouldn't surprise me if IG managed to sneak a game, despite the fact that they are the weaker team. Oh my god, okay, be right back. Okay. And Jedi gets player of the game. No surprises there. No surprises there. Jesus, that's game one. That's game one. Oh my god. 45-minute unexpected banger, one of the comments in the chat. The thing is with these teams, like, okay, put it this way, folks. If you were going to see a team, if you're going to predict a team in LPL to go to random 45-minute bangers, it probably would be these two teams right at the top of the table. Oh, God. Well, there's one way to wake you up. Well, wake yourself up bright and early in the morning. Anything to do during the break? I don't think Airhead did enough to get it, but it's nice to see someone appreciate his work in the game. Yeah, I think Airhead's laning phase was really good, actually. I mean, mid and late game was always going to be more difficult. But yeah, I think that Airhead's mid game was a little bit more ropey, but then again, just the composition means that it's harder to play that out. Oh, do you like my mug, by the way? Oh wait, I say this. This is one which I keep for Angie. This is like a Tower London mug. It's cool as heck. Oh my god. What else have I been doing? I've been doing some Uma runs recently, because I'm always doing Uma runs, let's be honest. It is me. It is I. Steino Java. Yeah. Oh my god. None of beer. So I don't drink beer. And even when I did drink, I didn't drink beer because I didn't like beer. So no, that wasn't my jam. Is this Onivia and Nivea himself? Yeah, I'm definitely Mr. Onivia. What a ridiculous first game for this series. I need to brain off. I need to brain off. Oh, okay. I guess I could do so. The problem is I don't want to open up too many browser tabs because it kind of kills my PC. Hello, who do I prefer to win in LCK, BFX, or DK? Oh, that's a good question, actually. That is a good question. I think it's pretty close between both of them. I think it's pretty close between DK, BFX, isn't it? Because I think that Shiwu Clear is not going to be a blowout matchup either way. Because I think Clear's been playing really well recently. Probably Shiwu has the advantage, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think that Raptor has been super good, actually. But then Lucid's been excellent too. Lucid was so good versus T1. Lucid was insane versus them. Mid lane, Vikla, Showmaker, fairly even again. I mean, Showmaker's been punished a lot by mid jungles, but I think that... And Vikla has been really good. Maybe slight advantage to BFX there. Bot lane... Well, Diablo is... Yeah, and... Career's been up and down. There are some really exciting LCK rookies. They've got some rookies which could just fuel a generation of top tier teams in LCK. Has there ever been a Scottish pro? Yeah. There was Snoopy, right? Snoopy from EG, way back in the day. He was on, yeah. So from Evil Geniuses / CLG EU, their jungler Snoopy was Scottish. That's the one I remember. Might have been some others, but that's the guy I remember. Oh god. Okay, well I put on one ad break. I probably should put on another ad break at some point. Let's have a look. I will be fine, I think we'll be fine. We'll just put on a minute and a half after drafting, we should be okay. Haven't heard Snoopy's name in a while. Well, the guy's a goat. The guy's a goat. The guy's one of the real legends, pioneer of the scene. Thanks for searching later. Go watch some of those CLG EU games / EG. They were a really fun team. They were a really fun team. I love beer, but I can understand why people don't like it as well. For me, it's just whatever the hoppy, grainy aftertaste. I can't stand it. I just can't stand beer. Beer is just not something which, yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why. Anyone know where in Scotland he's from? Nope, no idea. Hey Alex, I rolled a d6 to predict DK versus BNK. Fair play. That's about as useful as everything else, I suppose. It should be a close matchup. That should be close. I don't think anyone is going to be crazy. Rolled a 1, therefore it's a DK 3-0. Right, okay. Oh man, the problem is if it's DK GENG finals, do you really think DK can take games off of GENG in finals? I think BFX has a better chance of beating GENG than DK. Because I think it's easier to play through bot lane Snowball than... Yeah, I just don't see Shiwu getting crazy leads versus Keen. Whereas I think Clear can stay... I think that at best you're hoping to stay even versus Keen. Vikla solo killed Chovy? Yeah, in regular season, like, however long ago before they woke up. And then even then, by the way, even in that game where Vikla solo killed Chovy, they still lost, you know? I love vodka, Malibu, rum, and scotch. I was a whiskey fan. I liked Scottish and Japanese whiskies, so stuff like Oban, Talisker, Lafroig, and I really liked some of the Hibiki stuff's really good. God, what was the one? Was it the Yamazaki? The Yamazaki. Was it a 7-year that I had? Yeah, there's some Japanese whiskies which are really nice. Any absinthe likers? I think Sam had some of that in uni, but that's like very bougie. Well, that's like very. Not bougie, what's the word for it? But if you're drinking absinthe, there's something wrong with you. If you're drinking absinthe, something's wrong with you. Oh, God. It's so nasty? Yes. Yes, it is. That's kind of the point. Like brandy? Yeah, I really like, yeah, cognac / armagnac really cool. So stuff like